Carl Palmer is fun to watch.
Well,
you know, live on, gentlemen, I think we're live on YouTube.
We are live on YouTube.
Oh my goodness!
Welcome
it
back.
Stay live now.
How the hell did that happen?
I just tried.
All right.
Woohoo!
We are live. We are live on YouTube.
We are live right, somewhere from somewhere. It's not live from New York, but you know.
Hang on.
Welcome back to the Battcave. Your host, Kevin Batt.
Let's see what we can do here.
Hello, Bat World.
Okay. Oh my heavens. Let's see. Now we need to.
Now we just need to tell people where to find us.
I'm doing that right now. And then.
Okay.
What is the YouTube link? Where is it? Your YouTube channel or?
It is my YouTube channel.
Okay.
Hang on. Post on Facebook. It should post to my page right now on Facebook. You guys should be able to.
Okay.
We'll see what happens.
Andy.
Yep.
All right.
So then.
Well, so to continue our conversation about what we've been listening to lately, the other day, I introduced Krista and some friends to a band they had never heard of named Greta Van Fleet.
Oh, yeah, we've heard them.
And they were blown away. They're like, holy moly, that kid's got to be Robert Plant's son. I'm like, maybe. But
right. Well, they made a big splash. They've been on for a couple of years, and it's amazing.
Oh, they're incredible.
I like them. You guys talk for a minute while I double check this YouTube feed. Anybody that's out there, if you're catching us, this was supposed to be live on Facebook, and this is the first time we've ever done a YouTube feed. So hopefully, hopefully we're doing it right and following all the proper protocols. So.
Yeah, Greta Van Fleet, man, they sound more like Led Zeppelin than Led Zeppelin sounds like Led Zeppelin.
Absolutely.
Yeah. They're very young guys. Very.
Yeah, it's amazing. It's new songs, but they certainly sound like they were written in 1978.
Yes, they do.
I tell you what, I saw them. Where did I see them? I think I saw them on a late night show of some sort, and I was really kind of blown away. You know?
Yeah, they're very tight, and the vocals are spectacular.
They are amazing.
The other band that I've really been digging into a lot lately is a band called Vulfpeck.
What are they called?
Vulfpeck. Vulfpeck. It's 5 guys who met while attending the University of Michigan. And they, except for the bass player, everybody is a multi-instrumentalist. So the guitarist will go back and play drums. The drummer will come up and play keyboards. They rotate throughout, all through the songs. They're kind of crazy, like a crazy jam band, but everything they do is like super funky and tight as all get out. I mean, it's ridiculously tight.
Amazing.
There's hope for these new kids, for these young kids making new music. Some of them get it.
Yeah, absolutely. It's cool to see people actually playing instruments. I mean,
Yes.
and not singing with auto tune. So, pardon me as I look away, guys. I'm sending this out to everybody to let them know Facebook failed us.
So this auto tune thing, is that what the device itself is called?
That's what the producers are calling it. Yeah. No.
No, it's actually a
You use it live?
device called an Antares Auto Tune, and it is a pitch corrector.
Can it be used live? Can you tell when somebody's using it live?
Oh,
Have
yeah,
you heard-
I
have you
use
heard,
it live all the time.
Have you heard Cher's song "Believe"?
Yeah.
So when she does that part where she swings up, I believe, that's all
I
auto.
believe. Yeah. That's weird.
She's deliberately has it detuned there to create that effect. But usually you just tell it the key that you're supposed to be singing in, and it will make sure that everything you sing is on key.
Really?
Now, the further away you are, the more you hear the effect because the more it has to move you. But as long as you're pretty close, it will get you absolutely spot on.
What's the unit run? Do you know? Have any idea?
Oh, you can get it. Depends on what you want. Listen, all it is it's a harmonizer basically that matches the key. It's like for your lead vocal as opposed to, okay, so like I've got that acoustic pedal. Hang on. Give me a second, guys. So I've got this acoustic pedal here made by Boss, right? It's called the Acoustic Singer.
I've seen it.
And so it has a harmonizer on it, so I can hit the pedal and it harmonizes with me and gives me backup vocals. So if I'm playing an Eagles song, well, I can choose how many harmonies I want, but you get it really going. I can do an Eagles song and it's killing the Eagles harmonies. And what it does is I plug a guitar into it. So when I'm playing, it knows what the key is of the song. And so even if I'm singing flat, which, God knows that's possible, but even if I'm singing flat, it's going to sing all the harmonies at the right key. And that's kind of how an auto tune works, is that only the difference is in the studios, they go back, they take somebody's vocal and say they're up and down off a pitch, right? And they can actually go in there and they bring it up and they see it visually and they can bring everything into where it belongs with the software. But yes, there are live versions of it and people can overuse them. And if you use it, whether you use it soft or hard, it can give you a really weird sound.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, I mean, rappers use them all the time.
I think the rack mount units for live use are like $700-800 a pop, but the plugins are just a couple of $100.
Hey, Michael Henderson just said hello, Matt.
Ah, nice. Hey, Michael. How are you, Big Daddy?
So I gotta see if I can turn my caps lock off.
It's that big button.
I couldn't. Yeah, I know. For some reason, it's not wanting to turn off. It's one of those nights, man.
If you have to hit it like 7 times and the 7th time works.
Well, you know what? It is a USB, so I mean, so I had to go back to you guys there. I don't know who's the man. So, hey, Dana, how's it going? Dana's on now. Everybody say hey to Dana.
Hey, Dana. I love your Facebook handle, Dana.
You got to give us a story behind that, Dana. I don't know what the story is behind that. But anyway, So welcome to the show, as it were. It's not going quite the way we had anticipated that it would go. And
Hey, but it's going.
but Facebook just was not having it. I guess they're overloaded. And that's okay. I mean, hey, we'll come over to our good buddies YouTube. It's maybe not as
We're
popular.
too hot for Facebook.
Too hot to handle.
Especially me, right?
Ah,
Oh yeah. Andy, why don't you play us a song for a minute while people get on here? The Headliner Band. There you go. Dude here. Nickname was from high school. Valera is my middle name. Oh, okay. Right on. Are
They were
you,
getting tuned.
well, you can just go tune, I guess.
Yeah.
Let me know how it sounds.
I think that you're overdoing the gate. I said, I think you're overdoing the gate a little bit. You might back away from your microphone a little bit like we did the other night.
Okay.
Or lighten up on your touch a little.
Good luck on that.
Yeah, well, you know.
Is that any better?
That's better.
Even though the moment passed me by, still can't turn away. Of all the things I never thought you'd lose, lost along the way. The letters that never meant to say, lost and thrown away. Now we're grown up older, never knew that days don't belong to no one like you. You could have decided, baby, for a while. Now I won't tell no one. I won't tell him your name. I won't tell him your name. The scars are souvenirs you'll never lose. Past is never far. But did you lose yourself somewhere out there? Get you to be still. Don't it make you sad to know that life is more than who we are? You grew up way too fast, and there's nothing to read. We run on our history. My song keeps playing on my radio. Now I know I won't tell him your name. I won't tell him your name. I won't tell him your name. I don't understand. Slowly where you are, so come back down. I won't tell them your name.
Right on, dude. There we go.
Well done.
Andy Chalet on the acoustic.
Right on.
Normally, if you see him these days, he's playing bass, and hey, he's pretty damn good at that too. To be honest with you. Oh, there's my cousin Emily. How you doing?
Yoo-hoo.
That was my good friend Andy over there on the acoustic. Emily, he plays in Off the Hook with me. He plays bass, but he's a hell of an acoustic player, one of the best ones I know personally. So we wanted to invite him to be the guy tonight. We're going to try to make this a regular thing. We might have to change the night because of the bandwidth issue that's out there, but we're going to keep trying on this and try to invite other guys from other bands that we know. If you're one of those people from another band and you want to come on and play, let us know. We'd love to have you. There's less that I have to do. I'm more of a, well, I mean, let's face it, I'm a team player. I play guitar in rock bands, and I be the first one to jump out in the front of the stage and take my dues when I'm playing. But that's when I'm with the team, and I know I got a great team surrounding me. It makes me sound good, makes me look good. So I always appreciate somebody wants to come on and do a solo thing. That's good with us. And likewise, if you're an old friend from the old days and you want to, be on the show and come talk to us, that's great too. Like Dana, there's a perfect example right there. Somebody we haven't seen in a while. You got to come on the show when we do one of these, and all you got to do is have some kind of internet connection with the camera on it. We can get you on here. I mean, you could also do it through the phone, I guess, but that's a little more complicated. But we'd love to have some people on. So basically, this is just a chat kind of show, and we'll talk about whatever we feel like talking about. We were supposed to have a sports section, but my sports guy, due to all the Facebook issue, has kind of fallen out. I don't know that we'll get that maybe the next time, but yeah, we just talk about what we want to talk about. You guys got anything you want to talk about? Please. I can see your comments. I'm the only one that can, but please pop something up there. And if it's something you'd like to talk about, we were talking about music. We were talking about newer rock bands that we like, because we're musicians, every one of us.
Okay, here's a question.
Sure,
I
go
want
ahead.
everybody to put in the comments what they're listening to musically right now, or
Yeah,
before or after our show.
yeah, absolutely. Please put them in the comments, and we'll talk about it. And that's right. That's something, if we don't get around to it today, we can get around to it on the next show. Dana says that that would be fun, and she would like to come on the show.
Awesome.
Well, super.
Awesome. Be great to say hey.
Yeah, catch up with Dana. Heck yeah.
That would be
We had a
great.
nice text conversation the other night. She says, "Don't I know you?" That's great.
Well, we ask ourselves that about you all the time.
Huh?
But usually
But-
it's, do I really know Andy?
Who
Does
is that
anybody really
guy?
know him?
I got that
So-
face nobody can forget.
There's no sports casts over anywhere. Yeah, well, yes, because there's no sports, but yeah, there's stuff going on, and I
Well, we
think
can
that,
talk Colts. We can
yeah.
definitely talk Colts if y'all want to talk. If y'all want to talk Colts, I'm your guy right now.
Let me tell you, I just got off the golf course, and there's no golf courses in Marion County that are open, but outside of Marion County, I'm telling you what now.
Governor's going to shut them all down Monday.
Oh,
What I read
really?
was correct.
Oh,
Yeah.
bummer. Well, it's a good thing I got
So-
out then.
Yeah.
well, it was a good day for it, right? I mean, I'm still working. I'm fortunate that I'm considered an essential employee at an essential business. So those of you who don't know, I work in a company that we supply the quality control testing equipment to the refineries and the people who make your fuels. So since everybody wants to still have fuel, we're considered essential. So, but so I'm working all day. I'm looking out the window, and it's kind of like I felt like today, looking out there particularly, I felt like that kid that's doing his piano lessons or something in this. That story, the kid's doing piano lessons in the summer, and his friends are all out playing football. I kind of felt like that today, Andy. I was thinking about you being out there.
Oh, dude, it's really fortunate. It's been a lot of years since I had to work Fridays. Now I have 3-day weekends every week.
J. Adams Sexy Hair, who I know who it is, would like to heckle the drummer. Freebird, she says.
She doesn't have enough money for Freebird. Love you, sis.
That take just a little bit more money than Turn the Page.
Or Stairway to Heaven.
Ooh.
Wow.
Oh man, she's blowing my cover. I'm not the drummer tonight.
Oh, there we go. We have our sports person.
Turned.
Our sportscaster is coming online here.
And
Woo!
now the question is, are there any sports to talk about?
No, very little actually.
Thank you. Good night.
Glad I could be a part of this.
And in sports this evening, nothing.
Nothing.
Thank you. Back to you.
Nah, but what do you got, Zach? You got some Colts stuff or some in the NBA doing something tonight that's kind of cool on TV?
Yeah, actually, the NBA is doing something for the first time. We've got first time ever. There's a 2K tournament to keep in the news. They're playing video games for sport these days. All the NBA players, we've got 16 different players, are playing video games on ESPN right now. Good times. Actually, Pacers player Domas Sabonis will be playing, I believe, tomorrow at 6:00. He'll be playing for the Pacers representation on ESPN2, I believe, playing 2K, playing with the Pacers. Lots of fun there. That's what sports have come to these days.
Well, hey, you know what? Honestly, I've seen this 2K myself, and some of the video games are damn near realistic looking. And
yeah,
I mean, it is competition, right? So
it's something.
Yeah. Well,
hey, I've been watching iRacing, IndyCar, NASCAR.
Now listen. I want to see that. You told me about that the other day. And do they have another Indy race this weekend?
Tomorrow, 2:30.
Tomorrow at 2:30.
Yep.
Now, see, I will sit there and watch that because that's all like the drivers are all racing each other on a video game, basically.
Yeah,
right?
You see some guys have steering wheels mounted on their desk, and other guys are sitting in $50,000 simulators. It's great.
When guys that work for guys named Penske and Ganassi, I would imagine.
Yeah, you had all the Penske drivers last week. One of the Ganassi drivers, Dixon, wasn't in the race.
That's okay. I don't like him anyway.
Yeah, but it's great. It's all for charity in this case. And they were the first IndyCar race was sponsored by the Red Cross. So you got to learn about, even though everything's so bad, they still need people to donate blood. There's my public service announcement for the day. Thank you for listening. Zach, back to you.
Yeah, back to you, Zach. What else you got for us? I think Zach's frozen up.
Zach's frozen, yeah. You know, the funny thing is,
there he is.
My kids
Are you back?
Sit there with their phone watching a video on YouTube of somebody playing a video game that they're then playing on the Switch or the Xbox. And I think that that's crazy. And now this is exactly what we're doing. Let's tune into TV and watch other people play video games.
There's kids winning hundreds of thousands of dollars playing video games today. So, well, and adults, let's face it.
Are you back with us, Zach? You got some sound?
I'm here, yeah. Never left.
Okay.
It just froze up on your guys' end.
Yeah,
I
froze
guess.
up on our end. So back at you. What you got going? What else you got for us?
Oh man, I suppose we could talk free agency.
Let's
Colts
talk Colts.
signings.
I mean, who doesn't like? All right. So everybody that's on right now, we'll get back to music and stuff later, but this is important to us because, hey, we're kind of Colts fans here. If you see my basement, it's all blue and got Colts stuff all over it. So
That's
you don't
all
see
I
that
had
in
time
here.
to move over.
So what do you got? What's up with the Colts and free agency, Zach?
Well, if you're living under a rock or not a Colts fan, you may not have noticed that we traded away our first round draft pick for a big guy named DeForest Buckner.
49ers, right?
Defensive tackle, of course, played for the 49ers, played in the Super Bowl. Great player, wonderful inside rush, which I guess the Colts haven't had for a long time. Seriously, having lost Jabal Sheard this year, we still have Justin Houston, so adding DeForest Buckner to the inside will add some push, which we really need. They also signed Sheldon Day, who's actually from here in Indianapolis, played at Notre Dame.
Warren Central.
Yeah, of course.
East Side.
Yeah, big time East Side, right from where we grew up.
East Side, yo.
For sure. He actually, so in other words, the Colts signed the 2 starting defensive tackles for the 49ers in the Super Bowl. So I had a little bit of experience there. That's nice. Touched up on some issues in the secondary, signing Xavier Rhodes from the Vikings, getting rid of Pierre Desir, where
I
don't know if that's necessarily a good idea. If you look at their stats last year, Desir was the better player. So we'll see what happens there. Lots of fun stuff, though.
So, and then, of course, the big quarterback signing.
Well, I wasn't going to touch on that one, man. That one chaps my ass a little bit. I'm not going to lie.
It's a little bit. That one's out for debate, right?
I mean, we got rid of a guy who threw 18 touchdowns and 6 interceptions last year. We didn't get rid of him, but we're going to bench him for a guy that threw 23 touchdowns and 20 interceptions. And I'm not the biggest math guy, but those ratios aren't even close. So,
well, there's a better offensive line to protect him, so maybe he has some better time.
Sure is. Sack
to get
total,
the ball out.
We're pretty similar, actually. Jacoby played 1 less game, and Phillip Rivers got sacked 6 more times, I think, than the entire season. We'll see if the line's actually the issue.
Yeah, I guess so.
I guess that everything will get solved. Either way, the Colts have about $45 million wrapped up in quarterbacks this year. So,
yeah, they're going to keep Jacoby, right?
In theory, they say that they've got plans for him as the future. There are a lot of people speculating that, and I find this ridiculous, that Jacoby Brissett could be the Colts' Taysom Hill.
Oh, yeah, put him in for special plays.
Yeah. Sadly, Jacoby Brissett's not very athletic, so.
Yeah,
well, that's
he played the second half of the season scared.
He sure did.
So.
Oh, well, that happens.
I think they're playing for the draft next year, and we'll take our chance with Phillip Rivers, have Jacoby as a backup, and next year maybe they'll be able to get a workable quarterback out of the draft at a decent level without having to trade all the way up.
The kid from Clemson, right?
Yeah, you're going to have the first overall pick for that guy.
Yep,
well,
I agree.
It's happened before here.
$5 million to get the first overall pick, but hey, we'll see what happens.
So Dana says she misses her Colts because she's down south now, and she says the Colts could really use a Larry Allen type of guy. So
wow.
Except you need 2 guys to make up a Larry Allen type guy these days.
Yeah, it's not quite the same, I think. So we Krista Goodwin's on here. So a friend of hers is heavily involved. She's heavily involved in racing. Scott Manifold. Yeah, right on. So how's it going? So got anything else for us there, Zach? Back at you kind of thing, or does that pretty much wrap up sports for now? There's not a whole lot you can talk about. I know that.
I mean, sadly, there's not too much sports to talk about. Indy 500 got moved. That's weird. It's gonna be in August. It's gonna be after the Brickyard. That's the newest news, I guess. There's not really too much else to talk about. If
Unless
you
they move
didn't
Brickyard.
know, they Brickyard.
Yeah, well, it'd be an interesting year. Hopefully we find ourselves in a position where we actually do get to see those races, and maybe we actually get some football in this year. Would that be nice, right?
Well, I really hope they don't, this thing doesn't last into the college football season, because I'm not that big of an NFL fan, but I got to have my college football on Saturday.
Michigan, right?
That's right.
Well, you know. Did they fire Harbaugh yet?
No, not yet.
Well, you know.
He's
What
a
do you think?
fantastic recruiter, but the problem is he doesn't know, just like his mentor, Lloyd Carr, he doesn't know how to make a
Coach.
second half adjustment, and that gets him killed.
That's called coaching.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, he's a great recruiter. He's not a great coach.
Yeah, well, you know, he wasn't really a great quarterback. So, but he was Captain Comeback. So,
Hey, if you wing it enough, somebody will catch it.
well, yeah,
Just ask
Whether-
Brett Favre.
whether they're on your side or not.
That's right.
So, all right. Well, that's pretty much it for sports, Zach.
That's all I got.
Yeah, right on. No, that's cool, man. This is our first show, right? So, and there's not a whole lot. We gotta look at the peripheral stuff. So, I mean, hey, it's cool to know that the NBA has, you know, their 2K marathon going on. That's pretty cool. It's cool to know that the racing, virtual racing's out there. That's cool. So it's something for us to watch, you know, it's something for us to do. And it is, I mean, it's video games, yeah, but it is competition. And so some things that we can root for, you know. I assure you, Matt, that when I watch the game, that there's if one racer who you mentioned his name that I'm not going to mention, who wasn't racing last week, if he's racing, I'm still going to root against him because I don't like him.
All right, then.
All right. How about we take a musical break and have Andy Chalet jam out another song on his acoustic there. And what you got for us, Andy?
Is it picking up all right?
Oh, yeah, we hear you.
Hold on to 60, all that you can. Keep coming around this, that's where we're at. Oh yeah, life goes on. Long after the living is gone. Oh yeah, they say life goes on. Long after the living is gone. We did it. Jack Diane. Where the kids go. Oh yeah.
Yeah, all right, man. All right. What's that?
It's the shortened version.
Is it the shortened? Well, that's all right, man. It's still, that was really cool. Still pretty cool. So I understand, I just got a message while you were playing. I did hear back from some people who are trying to come over from Facebook and they're not able to comment in the chat. So if you're on here and you're not on the chat, you know, I think there's two ways of doing it. One, I think you have to like get a YouTube membership or whatever. And that's free. So feel free to sign up for that and get on here and chat with us if you can. Our goal ultimately is move back to Facebook, but you know, hey, if YouTube's going to take care of us better, then it is what it is, right? But again, I think it's a bandwidth thing that Facebook is having with us tonight, and so many people on. We may have to find a different night to do this. But thanks for all of you who are out there. I wish I could get your comments. Is that my cat or is that your cat? I can't tell.
Say hi, Luna.
That's not my cat. Where's my cat at?
I don't know where he is.
She's
Bud
cute.
goes joggling around. I'm not sure where he's at.
She's
All
cute.
right. Any other time she'd be on my desk, sitting on my mouse pad while I'm trying to work. I almost had to ask my boss if I'd inherited a new supervisor the way she's been acting.
Andy, Dana said sweet to your song. And she also said, for those of you who are out there, if you have a Gmail account, so if you have like an email that ends in gmail.com, all you got to do is log on to Google or log into YouTube with your Gmail account, and it'll let you be interactive with us. So a Gmail account is free. You know, I've got one. That's how I have this. So now that you mentioned that, I remember that's how I got onto here, was with my Gmail email. So those of you who are out there and you want to comment, go ahead and sign up for Gmail. It won't hurt you. They don't bite you. Jessica said, hell no, those are her cats.
There you go.
No. That's my cat right there.
Say hi, bud.
I was there when he came around. That's
Yes. Yeah, you were. You helped him share his first bowl of hamburger helper.
yep.
Look it down.
That's
Yeah.
right. It was actually a suspicion denied reunion rehearsal thing.
Yep.
It was you and me and Steve. I think we're going to probably try to get Steve on here next week. For those of you who have come over from the Suspicion Denied page. I did put a little, I don't know, a little hint on there that we might eventually talk about new material prior to all of this going down, the coronavirus. We had already scheduled some time together to get together and write and record new material. So those of you who had our first album back in the 90s, those of you who saw us back in the 90s playing the clubs in central Indiana, as old people, we're going to reconvene and maybe not be as angsty. Who knows? Maybe. I don't know. It is Steve. So Steve, I think, is still angsty. We'll put him back in his plaid shirt, his flannel, and I think we're gonna at least try to put out another album for you guys, which takes time. Once all this is lifted, Matt's in a different band than I'm in, and Steve's down in Evansville, and we miss him. We love him. He's our brother. Otherwise, we probably would have done this sooner, but that's part of the plan. So, like I said, hopefully we can get him on here as a guest for the next show, if he wants to do it. And we gotta convince him to play bass because he's been playing guitar for a while. You can catch him on that. What's that new Facebook site? The Live from Home, I think.
Live
what it's
from
called?
Homestay. Yeah. That figures. I just closed all that.
I think it's live from home. And he's been putting. Steve's been doing some guitar stuff on there, and he did a pretty good Stevie Ray Vaughan the other day. So I was kind of impressed. So if you got that, if you're connected to that Facebook, go look up Steven Stewart and check out what he's doing. I think he's doing pretty good. So, Matt, did you freeze up on me?
Did I?
Oh, there you are.
No.
Yeah, you're back now. I think we lost Jim.
Oh,
No.
I think we lost Jim. No, I mean, his chair's there. His chair's there.
Nope.
he ain't going anywhere.
It's the one that says Mario, guys, and Mario is his alias, but his real name's Jim, and I am not going to stop calling him Jim. So I know people who only know him as Mario, and they're like, "Huh?" I'm like, Jim. Hey, can I speak with Jim? Who? Jim Goodwin. Oh, Mario? Yeah, Jim. So,
oh yeah.
Yeah, I just can't do it, man. And it's funny because when we were all younger and had less gray, right, and maybe more hair, Jim did have like the big bushy Mario Brothers looking hair and mustache, big bushy mustache, and he had that little hat, and he looked like one of the Mario brothers. So,
Yep.
So Mario really fit him. So, but regardless, wow, that's some way back machine there. So yeah, that's a really good picture of his chair, though. That was a good picture of Andy's chair. So it's just you and me, right?
And then there were two.
Oh, and then there's
and then there were three.
There's a sports guy.
I'm on the same camera as you now.
You are on the same camera as I am.
2 in 1.
Yeah,
twice the fun. I'm going now. I just wanted to make an appearance again.
That's like that Facebook.
Live from Home Open Stage is the name of the Facebook group. Did you catch that, Kevin?
What was it?
Live from Home Open Stage is the name of the Facebook.
All right. Well, that's
association.
where Steven did his thing. So he did, I believe, Rude Mood from Stevie Ray Vaughan, and I thought it was pretty good. To be honest with
Oh,
you.
very nice.
And you know, he did better than I would do it.
Hmm.
You know, and I've been playing guitar forever, so well, seems like forever. Not that equates it into being great or anything. There's a lot of people who are great that
You wanna
haven't
know
played
how-
guitar nearly as long as I have. They're just better.
Here, I'll give everybody a good laugh. You want to know how bad I am at Facebook? I don't even know how to change my status to say that I'm online.
I don't know either.
Hmm.
Say that you're online.
Change your for our broadcast.
No, all you got to do is just put it in there and just share that link I sent out.
No, I did that. Yeah,
Oh,
but yeah, it's just something I've seen other people do.
oh.
Anyway,
And maybe when they're on live with Facebook Live, that it probably shows that automatically. But since we're not
Okay.
using Facebook because Facebook let us down again, Steve Stewart, he's on. Hey, buddy, he's not on the you know, here, but you know, he's on the chat.
all right then.
So we were just talking about you. I don't know if you heard all that, man, but I'm trying to direct people to check out what you're doing. I really dug it, just so you know. And obviously, I told people about it. So there you have it. So,
Got more
well,
balls than I do.
you'll see a chicken.
I'm just
And yeah,
eating
that is
don't,
not to say I don't like it. You're not the intermission. What? So what's up, Andy? You said you went golfing today. Beautiful day, right? You guys have a good time.
It's lovely. I went out with our buddy John Price. You know, Elizabeth and John.
Yes, Elizabeth played in Off the Hook with us a couple times. Played piano. Really good keyboard player.
Oh yeah, she's
Great gal.
a concert pianist. Yes, she
Wow.
is.
She's
Got a hell of a voice too.
yes, she's a player, and that's right. She have really helped our backup vocals. She's pretty awesome. Good person to hang out with. So tell her I said hi.
You bet.
Yeah, absolutely. When this is all over, man, we're gonna have to have jam session extraordinaire.
God, I can't wait.
I mean, bet we're gonna have jam session extraordinaire. We're gonna import Steve. He's gonna come up. He doesn't know that yet, though. Oh wait, he just said here you have to schedule an event. So yes, we do have to schedule an event. And,
Absolutely.
we just we need to find a plot of land out somewhere and put up a stage and just bring in everybody we know that we used to play with, or you know, or we're currently playing with, and have just a big freedom festival, if you will, because that's what it's going to be. None of us like being locked in our rooms in our houses anymore. I'm a traveler in it by trade anyway, so and certainly, you know, anybody who's doing gigs for a living, this is killing them. God knows what it's going to do to our bar business and clubs. I can foresee that when they let everybody out, there's going to be a certain amount of people that are going to want to go out, and I think there's probably going to be a certain amount of people who are afraid. You know, so it may affect our business even more there. So
Yeah.
but we definitely have to have a big I got it fixed. Justin Chapman, how you doing, Justin?
Hey,
Good
Justin.
to see you.
What's happening?
Yep, good to see you, brother. Good to see you. But yeah, we need to have a big one. I don't know where we're gonna do it or how we're gonna do it, but we're gonna have to get all the band leaders together and have a big powwow and have some kind of big, huge something or other, you know. So I'll be perfectly happy to do it for whatever, just to get out and play. and interface with the crowd and the people. That's what it's all about for me anyway. Not that I want to play for free for everybody all the time, so don't get that idea. That's not what I'm saying.
We got the big Labor Day weekend thing. It's the end of summer. Surely we'll be off lockdown by then.
Let's hope. Let's pray.
Yes. And
Absolutely.
Poolside here, there's tons of food and free live entertainment. All the beer and wine you can suck down.
Well, I want to go bigger than that. We definitely got to do the chalet-abration, right? That's what it is, the chalet-abration. But
It's the chalet showing.
yes, I'm talking something bigger. I think this whole craziness deserves something bigger.
Got me in.
So yeah, we got to do something. Yeah, I don't know. We'll see. We've got time probably to plan it, but I'd like to get some people together. So I think that's going to be one of the things we talk about on every show with our guests is, their willingness to maybe put something together or help put something together, like on Wayne's World 2, where they put together the big build it and they shall come, right? So
Wow, he went there. All right then.
yeah, it's like an awful movie.
No.
Party on, Garth.
Party on, man.
So
Oh Lord.
Nothing is sacred.
no, nothing sacred. Man, where did we lose Jim Mario Jim?
He's on the phone, so it's hard telling.
Oh well.
Mario, wherefore art thou, Mario?
He probably has some. That's probably work related.
Oh my.
He's a big shot at work, so it's very possible somebody could have called him with an emergency. These things happen.
Yep.
Damn it.
So, well, gang, I think we've gone about an hour. 52 minutes is what I'm seeing here. Anybody out there got a question or anything you want to talk about right quick before we sign off here? Let's see what we have. Let me lean in here really quickly. And because I'm old and I can't, that's why I got a lot of you who see me gig, you don't see me wearing my glasses, but for this, it is what it is. Justin says you can play when Audrey and I renew our vows. LOL.
Best view all night, right here.
You never looked better.
Yes, ladies and gentlemen, kitty butt for your evening pleasure.
You've never looked better.
God bless you.
All right. So let's in review. We talked about what everybody's listening to music wise, and we still want that. Every one of you, please shoot us something here on YouTube or hit one of us up on our Facebook pages. Tell us what you're into, what you're listening to. We'd love to talk to you. And really, honestly, we'd like to listen to it. So
especially if you dig prog rock. I'm always looking for new acts to listen to.
We had Greta Van Fleet that we talked about. What was he? IZZ? Is that what it was?
Yes. The band is called Is.
So,
yep.
So
IZZ. Everybody
write this down. Greta Van Fleet sounds kind of like Led Zeppelin, and sometimes almost more like Led Zeppelin than Led Zeppelin sounds now these days. Anyway, but I don't know. I'm still. That's hard for me to say, but that's what was said on this show. So I'm just repeating what was said. And what does Is sound like?
Is a progressive band that imports a lot of pop melodies and layered vocals.
So I would
really good melodic prog.
I would probably like that then, right?
Yes, I believe you would. They're as far as the kind of prog that I like, they're definitely on the more pop end. So
And
good band.
Dana has Dance Gavin Dance. What does Dance Gavin Dance do, Dana? What kind of music are we looking at there? I need to write that down. Somebody who wants to be the scribe here, write that down so we can check that out. We want to check that out.
Wait a
I
minute.
apologize
That's the
for my
producer's job.
extended absence, folks. I had to make a business phone call. We're in the process of trying to expand a array in Mississippi, and so having a little bit of a challenge with that. But I'm back now, and I got a guy working on it, so I don't have to do anything now. Yay! So
Did you call Chris on Friday night and put him to work?
no, I'm making the
Oh,
client
okay.
do the work.
Oh, okay. Fair enough. Hi, Jody. Jody just got on. She figured it out. Okay, so here's from Dana. Not prog. More, it's a bit younger music. I get suggestions from my 25-year-old. Well, that's fine. Hey, you know what? My kids have turned me on some really good songs through the years. Some ended up being pretty good bands, you know. So
I take pleasure in buying my daughter-in-law records for her birthday and Christmas.
Yeah, grow. So
Yeah, we got to train the younger generation. My kid, some of my kids' favorite music is Queen.
Well,
there you go.
well, there's nothing wrong with that.
No,
Nope.
not at all.
No, my daughter is a huge Freddie Mercury fan. So now on the opposite side of things, she could be listening to anything from Lizzo to Billie Eilish to Eminem, but she is a huge Freddie Mercury fan. So, yeah, and that's okay. I don't mind my kids having a diverse appreciation for music because, you know, I grew up, everybody's on here. Remember record albums, right? They're kind of, we call it vinyl now. And
Coming back.
my parents had a case that was about 4 or 5 feet long, full of records, and it was anything from jazz and R&B to disco and Beach Boys and Beatles and you name it. It was all kinds of stuff. And I grew up listening to all of that, so I tend to enjoy different types of music myself. I really do. So some people look at me funny when I'm really, you know, jamming on some funk. They're like, I would not expect you to be somebody that really digs funk. And it's like, well, yeah, I really dig funk. I'm sorry. You know, I like some reggae too. You know, crazy stuff. Your son loves Rush. You raised him right. That's right, Dana. You did. That was from Dana. Her son loves Rush.
That's cool.
Not a problem with that. Although he may turn out to be like Matt.
It can't be that bad.
They broke it when they made me, baby.
So
Well,
Matt, you're a big fan of Mike Portnoy, the famous drummer. What's he up to these days? Just got done listening to the album he did with those guys in Transatlantic, the Whirlwind.
Yep.
Just a great concept album. Just beautiful.
Is he playing with Sons of
That's
Apollo
Mr.
now?
Portnoy's autograph when I got to meet him.
Oh, lovely.
That's pretty
Yeah.
cool.
That's great.
Transatlantic is in the studio making a new record. He's got some Sons of Apollo stuff that's new out there. The Flying Colors record just dropped their third one, and check out this lineup: Steve Morse, Dave LaRue from the Dixie Dregs, Portnoy on drums, Neil Morse on keyboards, and a young man named Casey McPherson from a band called Alpha Rev on lead vocals and guitar.
Oh man.
Flying Colors. Look them up. They are great.
That's Morris's band, and he's been around a long time. That guy is just.
What was that again? What was that name?
Flying Colors.
Flying
Steve Morse.
Colors.
Produced by Rush's old producer, Bill. Oh, crap.
Like
Anyway,
when Rush,
so many-
like when Rush really rocked, kind of old
Yes.
producer.
Yes.
Matt Matt
Steve
needs
Morse
to
opened
play.
up for Steve Morse opened up for Joe Satriani when I saw them down in Cincinnati. It was amazing.
Satriani's pretty wicked too.
Shoot,
Dana
it was-
says she's a longtime Dream Theater fan, and Justin says, Matt, you need to play Counting Blue Cars. So there you go.
we got faith in you, Matt.
This is for Dana, Mr. Mangini. I was lucky enough to meet him, the new drummer for Dream Theater. The guy is a freaking clock, unbelievable.
He is wicked.
Oh yeah.
And also one of the most fun drummers to ever watch.
Oh, absolutely.
He is absolutely looks like he's having just the time of his life.
I love
Started
that.
out with Extreme back in the 90s.
Oh, my God.
That's why it sounded familiar. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, he did a couple of solo albums with Tony Levin on bass and the keyboard player from Dream Theater. Just three-piece band that just blew me away.
Which keyboard player? Jordan Rudess?
Yeah, Jordan Rudess.
Yeah.
Rudess is a monster, and he likes to write ridiculously intricate and complex stuff.
It's
That's
true.
why I like him. Yep.
Guys,
Dude he designed his own touch. Oh man, it's unreal to watch him play with it.
I saw that.
Yeah, he has an interface where he can play it like a 10-string. I don't know what to describe it as, but it's unreal.
Right.
Yes,
I can say that I saw them
Dana.
during the Images and Words tour.
I saw that too.
Kev, you're
You guys
breaking
are going
up.
silent on me.
Yeah, no kidding.
Was breaking up.
Yes.
You're better now.
A few more seconds. Just a few more seconds. I'm passing through the shield.
Yeah,
Matt gets it.
passing through the shield.
Yeah. So back to the new drummer, Mike Mangini. Dana says she's seen his audition video a few times, which I think I've seen it once too, and that was pretty damn cool.
Yeah.
She says he's a machine.
He is.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
I love that stuff. Oh my God, I love that stuff.
Oh yeah, that's good stuff, man. So we've got some homework here. I'm going to send these bands that people are talking about. I'm going to send this out to the guys, and we'll do some homework. Everybody take a listen to it, so the next show we can talk a little bit about it. And I think that's a really cool thing if everybody, you all out there are sharing what you're into. And as like I said, we're all musicians or have been or play one on TV, whatever you want to say. And it's cool if you share what you're into with us, because it helps us grow and learn too, honestly. So
Yeah, and all of us have a pretty diverse musical palette anyway. We listen to a lot of different things all across the range. With the possible exception of some country music and some really hardcore gangster rap. But other than that,
yeah, that's fair. That's fair.
Good one, Mario. Whatever the name is there, you got printed on your screen. Bill Evans from when Rush did Power Windows and Grace Under Pressure.
Bill Evans, the jazz pianist?
No, producer.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay. I thought you were referring to Bill Evans, who had a piano trio with God, I can't remember the drummer. No, he was the drummer, and he played piano. I can't remember the drummer, but the bassist I think was Stanley Clark.
Oh, well, that's why you knew that. I was wondering why you would know this, but that makes total sense. You've been a Stanley Clark fan for many, many, many moons.
Yep, all the way back to Return to Forever.
Wow.
Goodness.
Hey, here's one from Steve. Are you guys ready for this? And I know for sure all of you guys are going to know this when I say it. He says from back in the day, he's been kind of getting into GTR.
When the heart rules the mind. Yep, I remember it.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. That's good stuff. I think that's a review assignment for us. I haven't listened to them in a long time. I think that's a good call, Steve.
Well, we can cover
I
the
have
whole
that
catalog
vinyl.
really quickly.
Pretty much.
What is it? One album?
I think
Yeah,
they might
they
have.
have a second.
One record. Yeah.
Didn't they have a second one? I thought they had a second one. It didn't go so
Did they?
well. I think so. Yeah, look that up.
That's the Hackett and Howe record, right?
Yes.
Right.
Yeah. And one of them may have quit. That might have been the reason that split up.
Who was the drummer on that? That wasn't Aronoff, right?
I don't know.
Mm.
He was on a lot of stuff back then. What do you got, Matt? Did you pull it up?
Let's see that from what I can see, one record. Yeah,
Who was the drummer?
one album, but it looks like they put a reissue CD that had a lot of stuff that they kind of, I don't know, almost deluxe reissue CD 2. If I'm reading this right,
Maybe some
Dana?
live cuts or
it's
something.
like
Dana's saying 1986.
yeah,
That's-
absolutely.
You nailed
86.
it.
There's the deluxe reissue CD
nailed it.
1 and 2, which is live stuff.
Cool.
Max Bacon was the vocalist, Steve Hackett and Steve Howe. Jonathan Mover played drums and percussion on that record.
Yeah. See,
Ah.
so
Jeff Downs of Asia was the producer.
well, there you go.
Yeah.
Well,
So
he knows his stuff.
Yeah, he had some pretty good prog rock credentials.
Yeah. He's got a pedigree, I would say.
absolutely, and just the nicest guy. I got to meet him after the Asia concert, Rush concert.
Saxon's drummer, is that right, Dana? Dana's saying it was Saxon's drummer.
Oh, Jonathan Mover played for Saxon. Okay,
Oh.
that is one of those bands I heard about but didn't hear.
He's played for quite a few
Brilliant.
other people too.
That's okay. He also Mover joined Marillion in '83, and looks like he left when Fish left.
So here you go. You computer geeks will really get this. Dana says, I did the chorus of that. Son programmed in basic language to make my TV sing it.
Awesome. That's great.
See, Dan, I knew that they would love that. To me, I'm like geek. Don't get me wrong, still love you. You're a great bass player and a great person, but you're a geek if you like. But you know what? So is Matt and so is Jim. That's why I call them geeks all the time.
That's okay. I wear that badge with pride.
Well,
Yep.
you've done pretty well by it. There's nothing wrong with that. I guess I'm a science geek. I'm a science nerd. So
Whatever you say,
Yeah.
Bill Nye.
yeah. Egon, right? Egan
Yeah.
Spangler.
Yeah,
Like that picture that you guys commented on.
absolutely.
Oh my. Mm.
Yeah, I don't know if I still have that. Hang on. Let me just do a quick search. I might find that. If I have that, I will share it. If
I will
don't,
say that Asia show that Matt was talking about that we all went to. I think Andy was there too, wasn't he?
Yep. He
And-
was.
oh yeah,
That was probably one of the coolest shows ever. I mean, not in terms of temperature, it was hotter than all
Oh my
that.
gosh.
But as far as how close you could get to a band, That was spectacular.
Was that the music mill?
Yes. It was
Oh my
at the old music mill.
Yeah.
That was the last show I saw at Wetton in it before he died.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Yeah. They were leaving for Japan like 2 days
Yeah.
later or something.
That's what that show was. They did
That
their
was their
tour
warm-up,
that they were
yeah.
going to take to Japan.
But
And
dig
they
it,
picked
Steve Howe.
Indianapolis to try it out. That was it. That was the only show they did in America.
Dig it, Steve Howe. Huge hits from Asia, along with his long history. And yes, with the #1 hit, "Owner of a Lonely Heart," that guy, and he does a solo act all over the country and makes big money doing that. That guy is the hardest working guitar player ever. I swear to God.
Steve Howe?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I don't know how the guy, I think we were talking about the Crypt Keeper earlier.
Yeah.
Exactly.
That guy, he has truly worked himself to the bones.
Yeah.
So, but
I don't know. Carl Palmer was working pretty darn hard
I write that
when
down.
we saw them. Although he
Carl
looked like he was
Palmer
about
still looked like a
30.
tank.
I'm sorry, what was that? I heard Jim. What was that? Who was in the background there?
Oh, sorry. Carl Palmer is still built like a tank, especially for his age. Dude's unreal.
Well, definitely not Steve Howe.
Him
No.
again. ELP with the huge hits and huge shows all over the world, and then goes on with Asia and does the same thing all over again.
Well, you want to know a guitar player that's a hard worker, and it's going to shift gears quite a bit, but it's Buddy Guy. Buddy Guy.
Yeah.
I saw Buddy Guy play a couple of years ago. It was a Hendrix experience. So all these great guitar players were there playing, and some of the young blues players like
You're going through the shield.
They were, yeah. Am I breaking up? Am I?
Yeah.
You're breaking up.
Yeah.
Oh.
Kenny Wayne, Zach Wilde, Johnny Lang.
Johnny Lang.
I forget
yeah.
who else was there.
Wow.
But yeah, I mean, it was a plethora of great players, and then Buddy Guy comes out, and his band started. They're playing this intro, and it was really good. I mean, they sounded great, and you're like, "Where's Buddy Guy? Where's Buddy Guy? Where's Buddy Guy?" And this old, thin man shuffles onto the stage, wearing khakis, a baseball cap, and like a silver lame shirt, right? And just waddles out, just kind of like Tim Conway's old man, right? From the Carol Burnett show. No shit. And he's coming on the side stage. He doesn't even make it maybe a quarter of the way to the stage, and he just stops there like he's out of breath or whatever. And then he turns on his guitar, and it was the best tone of the night. All these great guitar players, and they did such a good job. This guy just stood there, doesn't look like he's strong enough to hold a guitar up, and just ripped the hell out of it. Great tone, great everything. I was amazed. I was in Chicago recently. I stopped at his restaurant, his bar, and in hopes that he would be there because I heard that he comes in. But the night that he was going to be there was a night that I was busy with business, so I didn't get to do it. But wow, the guy blew me away. Hardworking, 9,000 years old, and still out there killing it.
Love that.
Yeah,
gives you
that
hope, don't
show, I got to meet Buddy Miles, and yeah, he still killing it. It's amazing.
Yeah, some of these people are just, but they're the great ones, right? So, and they're great not just because they had the talent, but because they put the work into it. You know what I'm saying? So, so let's see what we got on here. Steve Stewart saying, "Hey, I got some more original material for us all to work on. That's cool." We were talking about that, Steve, earlier about doing a Suspicion Tonight album again. and how we had planned to get together prior to all of this craziness breaking out. So we will still do that. Still breaks my heart that we didn't get it in a week earlier, because I was really looking forward to it. Then he says he was just talking to a friend about the Chubby's reunion show in 2010 at Zany's 2. That was a good night, he says. Yes, that was absolutely a good night with Rob was still with us. Rob Johnson. If you're on here and you know Rob, you either know Rob and love him, or you knew Rob and you're like,
He owes me money.
yeah, he owes me money. But great dude, and I still love him and miss him dearly.
Amen, brother.
Just don't mess with him sparing the taco sack.
Good, really good songwriting partner for me. Probably, certainly there are three songwriting partners I've had that have been the greatest, and two of them are right there on the screen with you, and Rob was the third one. So, miss him. But yes, you're right, Steve. That night at Zany's 2, for those of you who do or don't know, there was a little club called Chubby's Club LaSalle. It got closed down. The owner is a fixture, or had been a fixture in local music. And they had torn the place down. It had been several years since then. And a bunch of us got together and did a reunion concert for him. We were kind of a last minute ad. We were not one of the trendy bands that played there, but we played there a lot. And his sister got a hold of me and said, "Hey, you guys were always the ones that would come fill in for us when we needed something. You were always the easiest people to get along with. Chubby loves you guys. I love you guys. It would be really cool if you guys came and you played too." So she arranged it. We had the kind of a sweet spot in it too. We were the second to last band to play. And in my estimation, the last band who played was playing at the time after everybody else really gave a shit. So we were kind of like the warm up for the headlining band. And it was really cool. And I think what Steve's talking about is that Chubby himself got up on stage to introduce us, because, like I said, we weren't probably the trendiest of bands that played there, but they loved us. And we were the only band that he actually personally got up and introduced, which was kind of cool. And it was a good time. You're right, Steve. I still have the shirt from that. I was wearing it the other day. So
Right on.
And as an independent observer who was standing by watching, you guys killed it that night too.
Well, appreciate that, man. Yeah, it felt like it. It was, we hadn't played together. How many years was that?
Oh my.
I mean, it was like a long time, 5, 7, 8 years, something like that. It had been
5 popped into my head, but I think I'm underestimating it.
Yeah. It was a long time. And so we just got out there and did our thing. And it was, as with all bands, and everybody that's on here that played in a band knows what we're talking about, sooner or later you get tired of the person across the stage from you, because it's like a marriage, and you're not getting laid. So so eventually it falls apart, right? And you get tired of each other, and there becomes little things inside the band that, and we had gotten to that part. We're all brothers, and I always say that, brothers don't always get along, right?
Yeah.
They love each other, but they don't always get along, and sometimes you need your distance. And when we got together that night, it was like all that stuff had gone away. It was like everything was new. It was like it was all fresh. And so, you're right. It was cool, Steve. That's a good memory. Thanks for bringing it up.
Yeah.
Justin, Uncle Kevin, do you happen to have any copies of the Suspicion Denied CD? Lost along the way. Copies of the CD? No, I'm sure I could get you. I could burn something for you. I think I don't know if I have a burner anymore. One of us can do it.
I can.
Yeah.
I have I have plenty to do that with. Absolutely.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, I'm sure we can get that. That's not a problem. Somewhere around here, I have that version. I have the master from the CD and I have the master from the cassette. So, which
Yep.
sounded completely different.
Yeah,
Uh,
you gave me a master of the unmastered master.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, we have that too. But
Yeah.
the one from the cassette was really cool. Something a lot of people don't know is we did that CD right about the time CDs were really big and cassettes were still around. And so we took it to a guy to have it mastered. And he says, "Oh, with modern music now, we got to max everything out." So if you ever see music visualized, you see sound waves, right? Go long sound waves, right? And where the song gets quiet, the wave goes down. Where the song gets loud, it peaks, you know?
That's
And
called dynamics.
dynamics, that's right. But this guy like pushed everything up, right? So even the low parts of the song were loud. And so that's how our CD sounded. And then according to him, that was the way things were being done. So we were playing the central Indiana area, selling our CD and our t-shirts and so on and so forth. And we were doing pretty good, but people were still wanting cassettes because cassettes were still a big thing. And so we decided we were going to do cassettes, and we found a place. Those of you from Indianapolis, on the east side near what was that, 10th and Arlington. There was this little house there with a big driveway. I always passed it. I never knew what it was. Come to find out, it was some old guy who did. He pressed cassettes and he pressed albums, right? So I went over to his place and I said, "Hey, we'd like you to make cassettes for us. We'll do a limited cassette release for people who need cassettes." And he listened to our master and he said, "Who did this?" And I said, "Why? What are you talking?" And so Dana, you'll probably know this. And
Hey,
Michael,
look.
if you're still here, you'll know this. Steve, you know this. If you listen to an old album, sometimes some parts of the album were real quiet. You had to listen. And then it would build up at a crescendo, like in real life, right? And so you had peaks and valleys, and he says, "You don't have peaks and valleys. You don't have any dynamics on this. Go get me the original." And so I had to run to the studio and get him the original, and he completely remastered it, and it sounds completely differently than it does on the CD. So if you got that one, that's one I would say.
He ran it through a bunch of old like 1950s radio gear with tubes and big bakelite knobs, and I mean it was some antique stuff, but man, the sound is so much richer.
Yeah, his basement looked like if like an old 1950s 1960s everybody went down into the government's SAC or NORAD bunker with the big dials, and have you seen an old movie like that? That's what his basement was.
Big.
Yeah, that's what his basement looked like. It was really cool. Cool dude, and I'm sure he's in the heavens now, and God rest his soul. He taught me stuff. I wish I would have had the opportunity to sit there and talk with him some more. And where I really screwed up, and I didn't have the money to do it at the time, is I really wish I would have gotten him to press an LP for me. That would have been the best.
Oh, no kidding.
Because it was right there. I mean, so walking in his basement, and he's got, album pressing gear, and I was like, "What the hell, dude?" He's like, "Yeah, I used to do this back in the 60s and the 70s. He said, there weren't big places that did stuff like this. So oftentimes bands were regional and the record companies were regional, and they would contact me and I would do this stuff." And I was like, "Man, that's really, really super cool."
That was back when they actually cut a record with the cutting disc that made the vinyl master.
Yeah.
That's why they called it cutting a record.
No.
Yeah. Yeah, it was pretty cool. So, and like I said, I totally learned a lot about music. a lot of the streaming music you hear now it's maxed out like that guy did our CD. So even in my own studio here, some of the software that I have for mastering will ask you, do you want to do classic mastering or do you want to do mastering for streaming? And if you look at the waves after you do one versus the other, that's what you see the big difference is. For streaming music, because sound is lost, kind of like how I was going through the Shield, right? So when things stream, some of that is lost, the integrity is lost, so they just crank the hell out of it. So it's louder is better, and your ears, your mind makes up what you're missing. If you take something and you stream it that's analog mixed or mixed for the old analog LP, apparently, you can lose a lot of sound in the transfer. So I found that very interesting when I bought that new software.
And fortunately, vinyl is coming back. 180 grain vinyl, a little bit heavier than standard vinyl is a big thing now. And I was just watching a YouTube video earlier today that they now can do a 3D print of a vinyl record, and it's apparently got no hiss to it. It's pristine, because unlike a regular record production where they make a master and then they print it, duplicates from it, and by the time you actually get your record pressed, you're at third or fourth generation. Whereas with this, you take the high bit rate digital file and produce a first generation vinyl disc. And so it's one generation old, so you don't lose anything. And so supposedly it's spectacular. A little expensive that way, but it looks like that's going to become the wave of the future. Is let's go back to analog, but make it as close to the first generation as possible.
That's really cool. Thanks for sharing that. That's it looks like I'm going through the Shield again. I can see the internet connection is unstable.
Yeah.
So I'm going to have to buy my Rebel Alliance helmet and wear it for some of these shows. So we're at about 86 minutes. I think we were gonna shut it down at an hour. We've gone an hour and a half, which is fine because we got a late start, and this has been a great opportunity. I've really enjoyed everything. So last words, Mario, Jim.
You know, I just want to remind us all that even though we have to isolate in order to help keep this virus thing from spreading, you know, that doesn't mean that we need to be in isolation from one another. We need to stay in contact. We need human interaction. And this
Amen.
is a great way to do that.
Amen,
That was
brother.
really great hanging out with you guys.
Always great hang out with you guys. Doc, Matt, last words, last thoughts.
Well, last words, last thoughts. Stay safe, everybody. Thanks for hanging out with us. Next time we'll have things a little smoother and you'll have a lot more to enjoy.
Who's on next week, Kevin?
I don't know yet. We were this was our first launch, so we're gonna pull it together.
Well, I fired the producer. I'm going to take over producing the show, and I'll get back with you guys on the list for next week.
That's
Okay,
fine.
great.
So that's
God
fine.
bless, be safe.
So
God bless you guys.
I'm gonna tell you what. I'm gonna give my last words, and then Andy, would you like to play us out afterwards? Just play something.
Whatever you like, man.
That would be great. Why don't you strap up your guitar and unless you got some words you want to share with us, would you? It's up to you. Well, anyway, so my last words for everybody, I'm going to echo a little bit of what Jim said. That's what this was all about, was to try to give some entertainment look, there's only so many times that you can sit there and watch Guardians of the Galaxy or Thor, Dark, the second Thor movie, whatever the hell it's called, Dark
Not
Elf,
according to my wife.
Dark Elves, or whatever it's called. I mean, look, I mean, I love superhero stuff myself, and you know what? I'm about done with Batman versus Superman and the Justice League. I've seen it a million times, and it's been on all week. So this was just meant to give us something to have some time to have fun together, to talk with our musician friends. Some of you, like I said, hit me up on Facebook if you're interested in being on the show. We'd love to have you on, particularly if you want to play a song, because if not, then we gotta, tax Andy and make him have to play more songs, or God forbid, you're gonna have to listen to me sing, and we don't really want that. So God bless you all, and hopefully see you next time. And last word and playing us out, Andy Schley.
Thank you, Doctor. Some people call me the space cowboy. Some call me the gangster of love. Some people call me Maurice. The pompous love. People talking about me, baby. Say I'm doing you wrong. Doing you wrong. Now don't you worry, baby, don't worry. Right here, right here, right here, right here. I'm a picker, I'm a grinner, I'm a lover, I'm a sinner. Ain't music in my song. I'm a joker, I'm a smoker, I'm a midnight joker. If my lover now is mine. You're the cutest thing that I ever did see. I really love your peaches. Wanna shake your tree. Love it, love it, love it, love it, love it, love it, all the time. Ooh, baby, I should show you a good time. 'Cause I'm a picker, I'm a grinner, I'm a lover, I'm a sinner. Ain't music in my song. I'm a joker, I'm a smoker, I'm a midnight joker. Sure don't want to hurt no more. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Tuning. You're the cutest thing that I ever seen. I really love your peaches. Wanna shake your tree. Lovey dovey, lovey dovey, lovey dovey, all the time. Oh, baby, I should show you a good time. You're the cutest thing I ever did. You love your peaches, wanna shake your tree. Lovey-dovey, 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 all the time. Come on, baby, we should show you the time. 'Cause I'm a fitter, I'm a fitter, I'm a lover, I'm a seer. Even if it is I'm a joker, I'm a smoker, I'm a midnight soldier. With my loving arms around. Yeah.
Andy Chalet, everybody. Thank you. Good night. This is live from the Battcave. We'll see you next time.